This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
'Tis the season of gifting and halls to deck, and the Who's and Who Newville were in love with new tech. Where can we find Sonos and Samsung and Nintendo, they shouted. Would they find it in one place? This they questioned and doubted. When suddenly a Who yelled, Walmart's the place to start! And each Who added headphones, TVs, and games to their carts. With Walmart, their shopping was done in a flurry. They cried out, Who knew? And ordered their gifts in a hurry. Shop the latest tech gifts in the Walmart app.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Elan's Matchup Maximizer, our podcast presented by Keeping Carlson, where I, Elan Dubrowski, take a look at next week's NHL schedule to try to determine who are the teams we should be targeting for our streams in order to maximize our games played in our head-to-head matchups, and of course, which players on those teams we should be looking at. We're looking at Week 8 next week. Hope you all had a great Week 7. In the Keeping Carlson Ultimate Patron Fantasy League, I'm getting some karma here because I think it was week 2 or something. I had the best score and I beat the team with the second best score. And I took a little pleasure when maybe I shouldn't have. I know it's like a tough place to be on the other side. And I'm feeling it this week because, I have the second best score and I'm going to lose likely to the team with the best score. And it's like, if I just could have pulled any other team, it would be an easy win. I'd be sitting here right now enjoying recording Matchup Maximizer because I'd also be thinking about who I should be using my last couple moves for in order to help myself for next week. But of course, instead, I'm going to be scratching and clawing on Sunday, seeing if I can make something happen, and then probably regretting when I lose anyway and I could have used the move for next week. Why did I even try? Fantasy hockey. We love it. We hate it. I don't know. We're having an experience one way or the other. That's for sure. Anyway, so I'm going to be looking at this week 8, November 24th to November 30th, a pretty crazy week for streaming because there's only one game on Tuesday. There's no games on Thursday. Thank you, I guess, American Thanksgiving or Canadian Thanksgiving. I think it's American Thanksgiving. A little secret about myself. I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving. Is that weird? My family never did it. I don't even know when it is. Sometimes I think I have some friends who told me that they did Thanksgiving a while back. So I think this is American Thanksgiving. Anyway, hope you have fun. I don't know why we can't play on Tuesday except for Edmonton, Dallas. But aside from that, we then have a crazy busy Wednesday and a crazy busy Friday. Both of those days, all the teams play but 2. So you're definitely not streaming anyone on those days. Then you have Saturday is like medium, 22 teams playing. Maybe you could stream someone, maybe you can't. So pretty much we're targeting Monday and Sunday are like the only days, aside from, I guess, the Tuesday Edmonton-Dallas game. I'm basically going to be looking at teams that play twice outside of Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, which is going to be pretty much Monday, Sunday. So we've got 3 teams to target that give you 2 games outside of the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So let's start with them. Let's start with the Dallas Stars, okay? So they play Tuesday in that game versus Edmonton, then Wednesday, Friday, where you won't be able to fit your stream, and then Sunday against Ottawa. So who are we going to target on Dallas? By the way, I'm recording this Saturday night. I know I asked last week, when's the best time to record this thing? I got a lot of interesting feedback. Some people like the earlier Saturday. Some people like a little later, so they have a little bit more data. But I definitely want to make sure I get this to you for Sunday morning at the latest. But I've got a lot of data from Saturday because it's 10 p.m. right now Eastern. But I don't have the Dallas result because they're playing against Calgary and it's starting just now. Actually, puck drop is in a minute. Who are we targeting? Look, so obviously you're not going to get a Ranson and you're not going to get Jason Robertson, who's like one of the hottest guys in the league. Wyatt Johnston, by the way, not someone to talk about on this podcast, of course, but super cold, pointless in his last 3 games. I'll bet you something will change today. I have a hunch that I won't be talking about a pointless in 4 games Wyatt Johnston on the Mega Show tomorrow with Brian. But yeah, so who are we going to get? Not Heiskanen, not Hintz, not Harley, who's injured, not Matt Duchene, who's injured, but everyone else is available, which, still leaves some interesting options. I guess specifically we have to look at Tyler Seguin, 25% rostered on Yahoo. Yeah, he's not the Tyler Seguin of old. He barely shoots, but he's playing on the top line with Hintz and Robertson. And I think that just makes him worth a grab because Robertson is scoring on like 25% of his shots or whatever lately. Who knows if that'll keep up, but I want the guy feeding him and getting those assists. Seguin finally did go pointless on Thursday against Vancouver. Before that was riding a 3-game point streak, even scored a couple of goals on like basically that many shots. So I'm not saying it's a sure thing. Maybe you could even get a Monday person, then switch to Seguin for the Tuesday game, then hold for the Tuesday-Sunday. That's up to you if you want to take that chance. But he's someone that's, clearly worth looking at with very limited options this week. By the way, I should say another option is just to ignore this episode of Matchup Maximizer, forget about streaming, maybe see if you could make some moves to just improve your team overall, since you're only going to be gaining a game or two anyway. Maybe it's not worth it in exchange for just getting the best players to help you for the entire season ahead. So I think that's definitely something to consider for next week. I'm still recording this episode. I'm still going to try to give you those nickels and dimes that you could do to try to, eke out a few extra points. But yeah, like people might be dropping like there's a lot of teams that just play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. They may be dropping players who don't even get into their lineup at all, or maybe only on the Saturday, and that could be an opportunity for you. Maybe someone has a Montreal player and they end up dropping, I don't know, like Matheson, who's like looking pretty good on D, and you can like pick up a good solid D for your squad. Or like Buffalo, maybe all those exciting Buffalo guys lately, like a Josh Doan if you're in a deeper league. He seems pretty interesting lately. I could see him getting dropped in a lot of leagues just because of the schedule. So take a look at those drops. Maybe don't waste all those moves Monday morning. See who's getting dropped, if there's any interesting names that are worth giving up a game or two next week. But okay, we're still looking at Dallas here. I said there's a few interesting options, but let's be real. So then the next line has been Johnston, Rantanen, and then Sam Steele. So I'm not going to recommend Sam Steele. I don't even know how he keeps getting good deployment. I guess it's working. Like Dallas is a good team. They're doing well, but Sam Steele does absolutely nothing ever. He's pointless in, I can't even count. I guess I can. 6 games. I'm sure, confident it'll be 7. Maybe I'm doing an anti-jinx on Sam Steele here. Really, the only name that kind of stands out is Jamie Benn, and that's maybe just more because of his name. He did have an assist in his second game back versus Vancouver. Nothing much in his first game in terms of offense, but he did have 4 hits. So if you want a category filler, Jamie Benn still has it a little. He's been playing on the 4th line. He's playing on the 4th line today against Calgary to start the game with Faxa and Blackwell, but, he might do something. So I don't know. That's not the most exciting ad. So maybe it is actually kind of Seguin or bust, or you can go for a D, but I don't even know really who you would grab outside of Heiskanen. Like Bixell is getting a lot of hits, but I'm sure if you're in a league where that's valuable, he's taken already. If not, then that's an obvious one. So there you go. I guess the other note is since Dallas plays Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll get it back-to-back. You can get DeSmith. DeSmith is also playing today, so that could have been a good end of this week and start of next week's stream. But yeah, so that's the Dallas Stars. The next team that's going to give you 2 of those off-day games is your Ottawa Senators. They play Monday, and then the Wednesday, Friday, which are super busy, and then Sunday. And the Monday's against LA. The Sunday is against Dallas. Let's see who we can target on the Sens, who have a lot of highly rostered players, which I guess makes sense with how much offense they're able to provide. So you're not going to get Stützle, Batherson, Sanderson. Shabbat came back from his injury. We'll talk about this on tomorrow's show. He's probably not available in most leagues. Came back from his injury, played today. Looks like he got hurt right at the end of the game. So I guess back to IR. I actually have him, so I guess that'll open up a move for me tomorrow. And like I said at the start, to agonize if it should be a move for Sunday or for next week. I guess probably Shane Pinto you're probably not getting. Dylan Cousins you're probably not getting. Who does that leave us? Not too many options. So the Sens are coming off this win against San Jose. I'm seeing Fabian Zetterlund scored. Remember him? But on only 2 shots. He was playing on a line with Dylan Cousins, so that is something. But again, that would be like a super deep cut. David Perron has been getting really good deployment playing with Stützle and Batherson. He hasn't done much with it. He has 1 assist in his last 5 games, but that's a really sweet spot. Stützle's really going off. And then I guess the other good deployment you can look at is Claude Giroux, who's been playing on the top power play today with Stützle, Cousins, Batherson, and Jake Sanderson. Claude Giroux, though, also hasn't been doing much lately. Today was his 3rd game in a row without a point. Before that, he had a points in a couple of games. I think I would just go Giroux. He's playing big minutes. He would be my number 1 Sens streamer. Then Perron. Then throw me a Zetterlund just for playing with Cousins and a guy that he's been able to score some goals in the past. Some medium names there. In Ottawa, I think I'd still take Tyler Seguin of the people I've mentioned so far. Okay, one more team to look at is the Washington Capitals, who also had a good schedule last week, so maybe you're just holding on to your Capital streamer, or if not, if you don't have one, then you may not be able to find one because maybe in other leagues, everyone just held on to the ones they added. But yeah, Washington plays on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, so just like Ottawa, so you're going to get the Monday and the Sunday game from your streamer, which is again, like you add the Monday game, and after that, maybe you're just dropping anyways. So I don't know. This may not be the perfect week to be even focusing on streaming at all. Connor McMichael was looking like an awesome stream to start this week. I actually grabbed him and I enjoyed a solid 1 assist on Monday, 3 assists on Wednesday, and then stupid Nick Dowd had to get injured, which meant that the Caps needed a 3rd-line center. So McMichael left the top line with Ovi and Strome, went to the 3rd line, and then proceeded to do nothing for 2 games, even though Washington scored 8 goals versus Montreal, another 3 versus Tampa today. So in 11 goals, no points for Connor McMichael. So still a winning pick if you streamed him because of the Monday, Wednesday, but I guess the ideal move would have been to drop him after that, which maybe you did because Thursday and Saturday were busy days, in which case it was like a perfect play for you. But yeah, with McMichael down, that led to Anthony Beauvillier getting bumped up to play with Ovi and Strome. And Beauvillier somehow also went pointless in those last 2 games, even though Ovechkin had a hat trick. And I don't know what to tell you. Basically, what this all boils down to is I don't really have anyone for you. Like, I have some D streamers maybe. Or I guess, okay, here's the name that I guess I have to say. I'm obligated, and I'll bring him up on the show tomorrow. Ethan Frank. I got to be frank. Who's Ethan? Like, I don't know this guy. But he had 2 goals and 2 assists in that 8-4 win. Scored another goal today. It's 3 shots and 4 shots in those games. Who has Ethan Frank been playing with Sonny Milano and Hendrix Lapierre in the bottom 6? Is there any chance this keeps up? I don't think so. He doesn't get much power play time. I see he was getting second power play, so that's not bad. But I don't know. Sure. Give a shot to Ethan Frank. I would have said the same thing to you about the guy in Vegas, who now I'm even forgetting his name, Braden Bowman, though he's at least getting a good deployment. And that was what was interesting about him and producing. Ethan Frank's not even getting good deployment. But he's hot, so I guess go for the Monday if you need to add someone. Though, again, there's a lot of options on Monday. So we'll take a break now. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was going to say first, some other streamers on Washington are mainly like defense guys. Like maybe you go for like a Rasmus Sandin, who had an assist in the last game and 5 shots, only no points in one shot today. Or, for some periffs, you can go with a Matt Roy, who generally is decent for hits and or blocks, a shot or 2, has a couple points over his last 4 games. I don't know. Ryan Leonard, I guess. Ryan Leonard was playing at one point, getting some decent power play time. I see today Leonard was playing with Connor McMichael on, I guess, that 3rd line. But he did get some power play time also. I guess it's mostly second power play also. So, I don't know. He had a 2-goal game a couple games ago against Edmonton. Nothing in the last couple. So, yeah, there is your Washington Capitals roundup. And those are your 3 teams that get you games on for sure light days. But, yeah, we'll take a break. When we come back, let's still look at the teams that will give you, Monday. Okay? Because that's, something. And there's a bunch of them. And then after that, you can kind of move on. That's kind of the best I can do for you. But we can look at the Monday teams, see if there's anyone interesting, and then it'll be up to you. And then I guess Monday and Saturday could be decent, so maybe we should focus on those. You'll have to set your roster and see if you have a spot on Saturday. And yeah, then it might not be so bad. So we'll be back in just a sec. You're listening to Matchup Maximizer. The NBA season tips off, and so does DraftKings' newest fantasy game. DraftKings Pick 6 is the easiest way to play for big wins, with every possession giving you a shot at real money. Here's how to play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more stats and unlock the upside every game brings. Pick 6 is available in Texas, California, Missouri, and more. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN. Play just $5, get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. In Connecticut, must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. The holidays are here, and that means it's the most wonderful time of the year to save with Rakuten. Rakuten, use them to stack cash back at your favorite stores on top of holiday sales. That's saving on savings. With Rakuten, you can get cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. From toys for the kids to kitchen gear for the person who loves to cook to electronics for everyone. You can even save on something for yourself. Just shop the stores you love and cash back is automatically added to your account. And you can choose to get paid via Interac, e-transfer, PayPal, or check. Join for free today and get a new member bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.ca, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's Rakuten. Spells Rakuten. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
'Tis the season of gifting and halls to deck, and the Who's and Who Newville were in love with new tech. Where can we find Sonos and Samsung and Nintendo, they shouted. Would they find it in one place? This they questioned and doubted. When suddenly a Who yelled, Walmart's the place to start! And each Who added headphones, TVs, and games to their carts. With Walmart, their shopping was done in a flurry. They cried out, "Who knew?" and ordered their gifts in a hurry. Shop the latest tech gifts in the Walmart app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So we've covered the sure 2-game streamers. Now we're going to go with the maybe 2-game streamers, but at least one early, and then you reassess after that. So yeah, we're going to talk about the teams that play Monday and then Saturday, which I said 22 teams play on Saturday. So it's kind of medium for whether or not you can fit the person. But let's start with the Vegas Golden Knights. I already mentioned him in the last segment. Braden Bowman continues to play on the top line with Eichel and Barbashev, as well as on the top power play. Looks like in the last game it was a 5-forward, Hurdle, Eichel, Marner, Dorofeyev, and Bowman. So I guess Theodore's back off the top power play. How long has that been going on? I'll dig into that for the mega show. But yeah, Bowman continues to produce. Like, he might not just be a streamer for like this week. He might be a hold indefinitely until something changes. like while he has this deployment, it's now been 5 games for Bowman. He has 3 goals and an assist, had a goal and an assist against Utah on Thursday. We'll see how he does today. The game just started against Anaheim. So sorry, you'll have to check to see the updated info. Like, can he keep this up? I don't know. It's like if you're playing with Eichel, that's good, okay? And that's pretty much your only streamer because it's been like Bowman, Eichel, Barbashev. So yeah, in a shallower league, you may be able to get Barbashev also, who's been doing nothing, but I'll take him for a Monday stream and then reassess after that if he's again on that line. But give me Bowman first since he's getting the power play. And then, yeah, the other line's been Dorofeyev, Marner, and Hurdle, so you're not going to get any of them. And then there's not really anyone else of interest. So, yeah, it's pretty much Bowman or bust at this point in terms of your Vegas streamers, but maybe you could do worse. Remember Riley Smith? He had a 3-game point streak a couple weeks ago. He used to be good, but I guess he's, we're done with Riley Smith being someone interesting in fantasy. So, yeah, there are the Vegas Golden Knights streamers, a.k.a. Braden Bowman and maybe Barbashev. The Utah Mammoth also play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So you can get that Monday game actually against Vegas. But this will be a quick one. I got nobody for you. Like anyone who's worth having is rostered in too many leagues. And then there's like Barrett Hayton, who finds himself in a great position, like in the last game, centering Keller and Schmaltz, even on the top power play, but still like just can't get a point to save his life. It's been like over 10 games since Hayden's got a point. I guess like anything could happen, but like I think there's just as good a chance that like, I don't know, Lawson Krause gets a point or Jack McBain gets a point. So I don't think there's really anyone to stream on Utah. So we can move on from them. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, who I think Kucherov might be hurt. We'll look deeper into that tomorrow, but that's a news item that I saw from today. Braden Point also. Oh my gosh. Hedman's now like out long term. So this team is struggling here, but of course that will open up some opportunities. So you're going to have to kind of check game day tweets and see the latest lines from Tampa. Like we can see what they did kind of at the end of today's game against Washington, which they still pulled out the win. And like I see that Nick Paul and Cirelli were on the top power play with Hagel and Gensel and Darren Radish on defense for a bit. So yeah, they were kind of shifting things around. So yeah, I think there's some interesting names potentially here. Like you've got Dominic James, who, okay, so I'll just say all the names. Not in order first, and then we'll go from there. But a guy named Dominic James was playing on the top line with Gensel and Point, though I guess with Point injured, maybe that will change up. But he hasn't done much, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Nick Paul came back from his injury and scored a goal against Edmonton in his first game of the season. Today in the 5-3 win over Washington, no points for Nick Paul, but looks like he got on the top power play, which could be interesting. So where does that leave us? Okay, Darren Radish is like, I feel like he's not a streamer. He's like a guy to grab. If Hedman's out long term, Radish is now on a 4-game point streak after getting another assist today. He also takes some shots, no shots today, but 4 shots the game before. So Darren Radish definitely interesting at this point. So jump on Darren Radish if you can. He's like the ultimate streamer of the week, only 9% rostered. That's going to shoot up, I think, over the next little while. You always have Bjorkstrand, who scored today, but I don't expect too much from him. I think the most interesting to me is definitely Nick Paul and Darren Radish as guys who aren't rostered too high and could become very interesting. Anthony Cirelli, if he's available to you, he's 30% rostered, had a goal and an assist today. If Braden Point is hurt, then Cirelli becomes the top line center. So definitely he's like a must grab. I'm just not like highlighting him because he's probably taken in the majority of leagues. So yeah, that's the situation over in Tampa. St. Louis, same schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Big win today for the Blues. Couldn't believe seeing like a really good start from Jordan Binnington. We haven't seen that in a while. It was 2-1 over the Islanders. Pius Suter and Braden Shen were your goal scorers. I don't know if either of them are interesting enough to keep it up, but Shen playing with Buchnevich and Dalibor Dvorsky isn't nothing. We've seen Shen playing with worse players, though I definitely would be more interested in someone playing with Robert Thomas. In this last game, it was Jake Neighbors and Jimmy Snuggerud, who both might be available to you. Neighbors, 18% roster, just came back from injury, had an assist in his first game back. Nothing today, but he did get, I guess they still split that power play, which makes it very tricky. But Neighbors is on the Kyrou power play with Shen and Holloway, and then Thomas, Buchnevich, Snuggerud, and Dvorsky on the other. There's really no way to split that up. And then one of them has Falk and one has Fowler. So yeah, I think Neighbors and Snuggerud both could be interesting and are both potentially out there for you. Dylan Holloway at this point, okay, 57% rostered. You're probably not going to get Dylan Holloway. So yeah, Buchnevich is only 22% rostered, and I guess for good reason. He had an assist today, first point in a while. I think I'd jump on Buch for a stream here. This is the kind of classic. He's been dropped because he sucked, and now he plays on the Monday at least. So why not grab him if he does something? Maybe it becomes a 2-game point streak. Maybe he gets something going. It's been a really terrible season though for Buchnevich. So maybe it's time to just call him a snoozer and move on. I'll write him down for the mega show tomorrow. So okay, my order would probably be give me Neighbors and Snuggerud, then Buchnevich, Shen. You have a lot of options. I don't know. Neighbors is the one that jumps out to me as potentially interesting. He was scoring some goals before he got hurt. On not that many shots, sure, but we've seen him have some success in the past. So he's the guy that I have a small hunch that he can maybe be somewhat rosterable, at least good for a stream next week. Philadelphia has this same schedule: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Big 6-3 win today. 2 goals for Tyson Forrester, goal and 2 assists for Noah Cates. That line sometimes does good, right? Konechny, Cates, Forrester. I like playing with Konechny. I think those guys become definitely somewhat interesting for as long as that will last. Forrester was also on the top power play, it looks like, and at least in terms of time on ice. Konechny, Zegras, Cates, Forrester, so both of them, with Cam York, and then Tippett and Michkov and Bobby Brink on the other power play with Sanheim and Emil Andre. Oh, so Jamie Drysdale, he also got some power play time. Yeah, interesting what they're doing with the defensemen. Okay, so yeah, I think that Noah Cates is interesting and Tyson Forrester are very interesting as guys that are likely available and are now getting good deployment. If it's, do you call the Konechny line the top line? I think maybe. Or is the Zegras, Tippett, Dvorak line? I don't know. Maybe this is all semantics, right? Is the Michkov and Couturier line the top line? But yeah, I think that's the answer, right? I'd say Forrester first, then Noah Cates. Those are likely guys you could stream in. You could also go for a Cam York, even though he's not doing anything. But if you need a D, he seems to be getting good deployment. No, I think I'm just going to, why do I need to say so many names? I'm telling you, Forrester and Cates are the interesting ones. Mainly Tyson Forrester, somewhat high pedigree guy, getting good deployment right now. Let's see what he can do if he can continue this good run. He scored a goal also in the game before versus St. Louis. He's been taking some shots. So not too shabby right now for Forrester. We'll see if he can keep that up. Like I said, okay, so we've got the New York Rangers again. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. The Rangers are currently mid-game. It's 1-1. Or no, it's 2-1 now. I don't know who scored, actually. It was 1-1 last time I checked. I see. Artemi Panarin has just scored from Trocheck and Gavrikov. Oh, and Gavrikov also scored the first goal from Fox and Zibanejad. So a nice game for Vladislav Gavrikov, who it's I guess if you need D, I don't know. He's not that great of a streamer, to be honest. He has some blocks for you, and that's about it. I wouldn't expect points like this to happen very often. Alexis Lafreniere down to 26% rostered for good reason. He's pointless in 5 now. I guess 4.5, depending how this game goes today against Utah. Honestly, I'm not really seeing anyone to stream from the Rangers. The lines today are Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere. JT Miller's injured. Okay, so then Zibanejad, Cooley, and Brodzinski. So the only one you'd be able to stream from that whole group is Brodzinski or Lafreniere. So yeah, you can go for a Lafreniere if he's been dropped. And again, give it the Buchnevich. He's been dropped after being held most of the season. See if he does something well for you. Aside from that, there's not really anyone of interest. New Jersey Devils could be a team you choose to stream from. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Simon Nemec or Shimon Nemec, I don't know, didn't end up being as interesting as we thought. He got bumped back down to second power play. Dougie Hamilton was on the top power play for this loss against Philly today. Nemec did have an assist today, but I guess, yeah, it was worth a shot. But I think you can move on from him. I guess the main guy that I kind of like is Arseny Gritziak, who's only 2% rostered on Yahoo, playing with Dawson Mercer and Connor Brown today, which isn't that great. They were loading up the top line. He, Shear, Bratt, Meyer, but it didn't work out. And there were some times where Gritziak got on the top line, had a 3-game point streak before going pointless in these last couple of games. I think that could be not so bad, but I would wait to see the line combos and maybe only jump on him if he's in a good spot come Monday morning. Nashville Predators, the same schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I think Nashville's game is still going against Colorado. They're in the third. It's 1-0 only for Colorado. That's surprising. Just an unassisted Brent Burns goal 15 seconds into the game, and now there's 5 minutes left, and we'll see if there's anything else. So Another game of a bunch of Nashville guys not doing anything for you, but Nashville's like, there's a lot of potential options. Like Stamkos might be in free agency for you, Marchessault, Ryan O'Reilly, like all big names. If you want to take a shot on one, I don't expect this team to do very well. Who are they playing? They're playing Florida. So yeah, Bobrovsky got pulled today, but maybe that'll just make him mad, and now he'll be ready to bounce back against Nashville. So yeah, there's really Matthew Wood has cooled off. He was looking a little interesting for a while. Nick Blankenberg was doing stuff for a little bit. There's nobody. There's nobody of interest on this team. So when I say that, but it's like Marchessault, Stamkos, O'Reilly are kind of interest, right? Like they'll always be. If you want to take a shot, at some point you'd expect each of these guys to go on at least a little run. Like these are all like recently star players in the league. So yeah, that's a buyer beware for you right there. LA just took a 2-1 loss to Boston. They're the next team on the list. They go Monday. They skip the Wednesday. One of the few teams that do that. Only 2 teams do that, actually. It's just LA and Edmonton not playing on Wednesday. But yeah, so they go Monday and then Friday, Saturday. So basically the same as far as streaming goes. Who are you going to go for on LA? What I was going to say is that there was some murmurings from the coach and maybe might want to change up the power play because it hasn't been doing well. So definitely check to see what's going on with that. Who are you going to stream from them? So they were rolling Byfield, Kempe, Fiala as their top line in this loss to Boston. So really loading things up, not leaving much for anybody else. But again, I could see that changing. Who do we want to stream? Like, no one is that hot right now. That's, I guess, why they might change up the lines. Check where Alex Laferriere ends up. He had a stretch of points in 4 straight games, but is now pointless in 3. Corey Perry had that super hot run. He's gone super cold since then. Maybe he can do it again. I don't know. So yeah, there's not too many. Brant Clark might be available to you at this point, pointless in 4 games. So yeah, this is really just going to be kind of a line-dependent stream, I guess, depending on what's going on Monday. I actually had Anze Kopitar dropped in my couple division, and then someone grabbed him. I didn't. Maybe I'll regret not having grabbed him. I already have Byfield and Kempe. I didn't really know if I want to have 3 LA Kings, but we'll see. But maybe in your league, like I'd give, if you still have the opening and you're listening to this, Kopitar's out there, give him the Monday. See how it goes against Ottawa. Sometimes Ottawa lets in some goals. Okay, we got the Oilers. They actually only play Tuesday, Saturday. And you'll be like, only 2 games, but they skip the 2 busy days of Wednesday, Friday. So if you can fit both those games, that's just as good a streamer as anyone else. And don't drop your Oilers. Don't drop your Jack Roslovic, who maybe you considered doing because he went pointless for a couple of games and his deployment changed. But Roslovic scored 2 goals today against Florida. Looks like he was back on the top power play with McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Bouchard. So keep holding him. I don't know when Nugent Hopkins is coming back, but that's a future problem, right? Like as long as he's not back for next week, Tuesday, Saturday, then Roslovic continues to be the clear top streamer. Matthias Ekholm, 42% rostered. At this point, like Roslovic might not even be a streamer. He's 44% rostered. Maybe he's, like not available anywhere, and I shouldn't be mentioning him anymore. But then who do I mention? Trent Frederick. He scored a goal a couple games ago. There's really no one else. Like the lines today were McDavid with Roslovic and Matt Savoy, and then Draisaitl with Mangiapane and Podkolzin. So yeah, it's the typical, get a guy playing with McDavid or Draisaitl, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get points. Matt Savoy did score a goal today. Is he going to score a goal again on Tuesday? Probably not. He could. Probably not, though. Okay, and then finally we have the Detroit Red Wings. Another Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I guess, are we going back to Emmett Finney? He went cold for a while, but he had an assist today and 5 shots against Columbus in the 4-3 win. He was back on his line with Raymond and Larkin. So, yeah. I mean, the top power play is loaded. Kane, Larkin, DeBrincat, Raymond. Oh, and Axel sending Pelika. So if he's still out there, you can go with ASP there as a kind of a fun stream. Not that he's done much with top power play. I could see him getting bumped, so I would definitely not be jumping on him even in that good deployment spot. I think really it's just, I like a top line Emmett Finney. JT Compher was playing on the line with DeBrincat and Kane. He never does anything though. Compher is pointless and forever. I think he's there to play defense or something. So yeah, it's pretty much just Emmett Finney, right? As someone interesting that you might be able to stream. Remember when Marco Kasper was good? It's been he hasn't got a point in 12 games now? His last point was October 30th. He had 2 goals against LA. I was like, oh, that's nice. And before that, he also was pointless and forever. So yeah, he's really disappeared. That's too bad. It was a really nice season last year. I wonder what happened. I wonder if anyone's looked into that. Hey, what happened, Marco Kasper? Well, I guess it also doesn't help now that he's in the bottom 6. But he started at the top 6. I guess he got bumped. Anyways, Red Wings fans can probably tell me all about what's gone wrong with Marco Casper this year. But hey, they won today, so that's good. And yeah, Emmett Finney is somewhat of an interesting streamer if you want to get him for the Monday against New Jersey, who did let in a bunch of goals today against Philly, for what it's worth. All right, so I've definitely given you way too much information, more than you need for a week where, like I said, maybe don't even stream at all, but maybe some interesting names for you. I guess, who's my streamer of the week? Tyler Seguin? Maybe. I like him on the top line. I don't even think he's going to do that much. So I think, again, this is a good week to just load up on your team. Maybe look at the schedule for week 9. I'll leave that as an exercise to you, or you can wait all the way until next Saturday when I record that episode of Matchup Maximizer. So hope you liked this show. I'll be back tomorrow with the mega show with Brian for the patrons who get to watch the live recording. We're going to be recording that one a little later than usual, probably around 9 o'clock, but it'll happen. And then we'll be back with some short shifts next week. So just make sure you're subscribed to Keeping Karlsson to get all of our content. Good luck in week 8, and I will see you for the mega show. Bye.
'Tis the season of gifting and halls to deck, and the Who's and Who Newville were in love with new tech. Where can we find Sonos and Samsung and Nintendo, they shouted. Would they find it in one place? This they questioned and doubted. When suddenly a Who yelled, Walmart's the place to start! And each Who added headphones, TVs, and games to their carts. With Walmart, their shopping was done in a flurry. They cried out, Who knew? And ordered their gifts in a hurry. Shop the latest tech gifts in the Walmart app.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key. And that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.